Hello, and welcome back to the Tea and Soju Cdrama podcast, your drama hangout for all things Cdrama. I'm your host, Liliana, so grab your tea, pour your soju, and let's chat dramas. In today's episode, it is the end of the month, which can only mean it is time for a currently watching. But first, a little housekeeping. If you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on. That really helps Tea and Soju reach more drama fans. For extra content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, Zoom meetups, and more. I would like to thank my patrons are Purple Dinosaurus, Marta, Caitlin, Rasheen, Nancy, Jane, Cindy, Valerie, Naz, JM, Holly, Haley, Maria, Nikki, Laura M, Judy Kell, Julia, Alan, Karen, Cheryl, Ariane, Cynthia, Laura S, Sapphire, Stephanie, Anastasia, Boo Lovey, Ange, Lauren, Reem, Janine, Karen, and Nivana. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast over on Patreon. And if you'd like to chat to me or join the community, come find me on Discord, Instagram, and the socials. The link is in the episode notes. So, it is time. It is that time of the month where I run through everything that's happening on my currently watching list. And let me tell you right now, not a lot is happening. I have quite a few dramas on there, but I'm not really being grabbed by very much, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit sad. I'm hoping September will change that. But until that happens, one can only, hope. So this might just be a slightly shorter episode just because a lot of the things are things that I've already talked about. And even if not, I'm not, super, super convinced on any of the shows that I'm currently watching. So, if you're new to the podcast, my currently watching episodes work a little bit differently in the sense that I divide everything up into categories. That just helps me to sort of personally, categorize and prioritize what I want to be watching, especially when sometimes, there's 10 8, 10 shows on my currently watching, and this way it's just easy for me to prioritize things. So the first category is the tea is piping hot. This is my dramas that I'm completely obsessed with, and I'm watching episodes the minute they drop, and I can't stop thinking about. This category is empty. It's been empty for a while right now, and I'm so sad. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We've been having a little bit of a drought, I feel, and I'm hoping that's going to change. But again, until that does, we're just here for the time being. So, the next one up is The Steeping Nicely. These are dramas I'm really enjoying, and I'm always looking forward to each week. They're close to becoming something that I'm obsessed with, but not quite there yet, and I can be behind on episodes on these. So the first one up in this is The Road to Splendor. Now, this is a Tencent video drama starring Ding Yushi and Dong Ansi, and it is a historical drama that is, a historical romance. It is an idol drama, and shockingly enough, this is rated. This has got a Douban opening score of a 7.1, which for a period idol costume drama, that is pretty good. That is pretty good of a Douban score. So what is this drama about? This drama is about the female lead comes from quite a prominent family, and she's been treated as like this very precious jewel and whatnot, but something happens and she gets thrown out in a sense. She meets our male lead, and he's kind of an underdog as well, and it's kind of them coming together, falling in love, and coming from being both underdogs to climbing the social ranks. In essence, that's what the story is about. It is 36 episodes, and right now there's 32 episodes out, so it's almost done airing. And I am a little bit behind. I think I'm like on episode 28 or something. I got a little bit behind because they were releasing an episode a day, and then I was like, well, I'll just wait a little bit, grab a few, and then sort of binge. And then I just haven't gone to sort of catch up with it. And at this point, I might just like binge the rest of it because it's 36 episodes. So I might just end up doing that instead. It just depends on, how long that's going to be. But we shall see. We shall see. As of right now, I am really enjoying it. I have a couple of qualms with it. One of them being the main lead couple. I wish there was a little bit more heat between them. And I don't necessarily mean, I need them to be kissing every other second or anything like that at all. I just need them to be a little bit more. I don't even know. Like, I just need the chemistry to up a bit more. I feel like the male lead, Dingyushi, is doing a heck more of the heavy lifting than the female lead. And I just keep myself, I just find myself thinking, God, what would this drama be if the female lead was different? And, that's not what you want to be thinking about. And I don't think she's a bad actress at all. I just think it needs a little bit something more. And that's probably why I'm not quite as obsessed with it as I wish I would be. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm still really, really enjoying it as of right now. So that is The Road to Splendor. And I did do a full first impressions over on Patreon. So I go into much more detail, and then I'll go back and I'll do a last impressions, which will be, spoiler filled. And I have a couple of notes, not too many, but a couple of notes of scenes that I really, really enjoyed and things that didn't work quite as well for me so far. So I'll definitely get that up on Patreon. So that is The Road to Splendor. Now, next up is the Chinese drama Ren Yu. I've talked about this one because it started airing. Oh no, I've talked about this on Patreon. I have not talked about this here on the main podcast. So Renyu is a crime thriller drama where basically the female lead, played by Huang Yang Tiantian, is basically being bullied at school. She comes from a very, very, very poor background, but she's really good at English. But because she comes from a poor background, she doesn't really have a lot of, standing or support. So we end up seeing her getting bullied by the popular girls, and then something happens to her, which kind of unravels a whole case behind it. And that's all I'm going to say. I am really, really enjoying this drama. The only reason I haven't binged it is because Tencent did This Is Another Tencent video, and they did that thing where they released a fast pass and then they sort of didn't air any episodes. So I kind of paused it, and I thought, oh, I'll go back and I'll binge the whole thing. And then I just didn't really have the time to kind of do that. That being said, oh my God. So I spent the whole weekend watching true crime documentaries, by the point where I was like, I feel like I need to go outside and touch some grass because I have absolutely no faith in humanity right now. So I need to go and watch some cute puppy dogs or something, like some happy kitten videos, or kids doing funny things. I don't know. I just need to go and watch people being kind, because after watching back to back to back true crime documentaries, I feel like I need something else. And I don't know what it was. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a very, very particular mood, and I don't know if it's because, not a lot is capturing my attention directly, and because of that, it means that, I'm not being as, I don't know what the word is, I'm not as invested in watching anything else, if that makes sense. I do have a few dramas that I'm quite excited that have confirmed premiere dates, so that's a whole other thing that we'll get to. But yeah, so maybe that's probably why I didn't press play on this, because I was like, I think I'm crime thriller ouch because I've just watched goodness knows how many episodes of true crime documentaries. So that's the drama Ren You. So next up, and that's it for my steeping nicely category. So the next category is the slow sits. And that is dramas I'm enjoying at a more relaxed pace. And I may be a little, behind on episodes. It's not I am behind on episodes, but I'm still having a great time with them. And the first one is Cases Between Us. We talked about this one. This is one where two people, two males kind of investigate cases, and I'm enjoying it. But again, the episodes are like 20 minutes each, and I just do like an episode a day on my lunchtime. And mind you, I work Monday to Thursday, and I have Fridays off, so I do 4 days. I do 40 hours in 4 days. So that means I get through like 4 episodes a week. So I might be here a while with this one, but it's not that I'm enjoying. It's just that, it's perfect for like my lunchtime. So I just save it for that instead. So that is Cases Between Us. I'm still watching Mr. Kill, which started airing on July 7th, and we're gonna be here a while. Like I said in last month's currently watching, this is not going to finish airing till September 8th. So we're going to be here a while watching this. This is why for Thai dramas and J dramas, I tend to just wait until they are much, much closer to being finished, because the whole episode a week is torture if you're watching something. I mean, K dramas, at least you get like 2 episodes a week. And with C dramas, you're just absolutely spoiled. But with Thai and J dramas, goodness, an episode a week is not nearly enough. So yeah, so Mr. Kill is another. I'm sensing a theme right now, and I'm not sure I like because I'm not sure what it says about my mental state right now, where a bunch of my shows are either crime thrillers, I'm listening to true crime podcasts, and I'm watching true crime documentaries. I'm not sure how healthy that is, but we're going to ignore that. We're absolutely going to ignore that. So this one is also a crime thriller. It's a thriller mystery psychological drama, and it is Thai, like I said. And I go into this with as little as information as you can, and I think you'll probably be much, much more the worth for it. This is airing on GMM TV, but also on Viki. I'm watching it on Viki, and episode 8 is going to be out August 25th. So we're 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks from it being done. And I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. So that is Mr. Kill. Next up, we have Mystic 9, which I talked about last. Did I talk about last? Last currently watching? No, probably didn't. So I started it. I am still super behind. Like, I have watched 4 episodes, and I don't feel the need to go back. So I'm wondering if this is just something that I'm not in the mood for right now, or if I do feel a little bit lost with the story and the lore of it. That is not grabbing me as much. So that is, I don't know if I'm going to finish this. And I don't think it's because, see, if Caitlin was watching it, I reckon she would love it, because I believe she's watched Mystic 9, like the first one. So she's probably way more into the lore and into what's happening in the drama itself. But I thought, well, I'm just going to watch it and, not going to check out the first one. So I feel like that was not very smart on my part. So I do feel a little bit lost. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to finish this one or not. But that is Mystic 9. Then I started. I'm literally just looking down, and this did not occur to me when I was making this document that this was the case. But literally everything that I'm watching has a crime aspect to it, except The Road to Splendor, and that is worrying. Clearly, I need some romance and some historicals, because that is not healthy for anybody. So I started The Affair was just the beginning. And again, this is only 8 episodes. I am watching it on Viki. It is a K drama and it stars Kim Hae Soo, Cho Yo Jong, and Kim Ji Hoon. And I am not going to tell you guys anything about this because I watched the first episode. I sort of went in with an idea of what it was meant to be, and then I got to the end of the first episode. I was like, "Oh, oh, that was not what I was expecting it to be at all." I don't know how this is being received because it has a 7.4 right now on MDL, which is pretty low. Um, but I will keep watching and I'll report back because I'm intrigued enough. I've only watched an episode and a half, and it's only 8 episodes, so if it doesn't, stick the landing, it's not going to be, great loss on my part. And it's only like 45 minutes an episode. So it's a pretty quick watch. And it's going to be done fairly soon. So I think it's going to be done this week. So I will probably just sort of binge it all in one go and see how I feel about it by the end. But that is the K drama. The Affair was just the beginning. And then we have the Trembling of Cicada. Now, this is a Chinese drama, Aichi Tencent. I'm watching it on WeTV. It doesn't come up for me on Aichi, so it might just be in certain places. And on WeTV, it is called just Cicada, so I don't know why on MDL it's called something different, but it is just Cicada on oh my goodness, on on WeTV. Goodness, my brain is not functioning. It is absolutely not functioning. So this is a another crime. See what I mean? I'm getting worried. This is another mystery drama, and it stars Zhang Shu Qi and Francis. Also stars Francis and Zhang Yu Long as kind of like the main cast, and this follows the female lead where something happened to her father when she was younger, and this other man came to live with her mother, and her mother was like, "Who's your father? Who's your father? Like, you have to forget your father because he was accused of something." So there is something there with her father and her past, and she's very suspicious of it, and she's now a cop and she's investigating things, and things are going to link back to her father and sort of what happened. So I'm intrigued. I've only watched 2 episodes, so I am super, super behind. Um, because there's already 12 episodes out, so I am a little bit behind. It's going to be 21 episodes and we'll see how it lands. I haven't heard anybody talk about this, like barely anybody talk about this, so we'll see. If you're watching this, please let me know, because again, I don't think people even realize that this is airing. But again, on MDL it's called The Trembling of Cicada, and Cicada is Cicada, and then just Cicada on. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It might be said differently. Like, that's how I look at the word and read it, but it might be said differently. But anyways, that's the Trembling of Cicada, and we'll see how I get on with that. I feel like I need to watch some happy stuff. This During this episode has made me realize that all I'm watching right now is crime thrillers, and that's not healthy, at least for me, because that's not usually my MO. So we'll see. And then lastly on this list is something that I wasn't even sure whether I was going to put this in or not because I've watched 30 minutes of the first episode. So I can tell you nothing about it apart from this is the fluffy one that I was looking forward to. So we'll see. So this is the K drama My Bias, My Boss. It is currently airing on Viki and also Prime Video apparently. There is 7 episodes out right now as the time of me recording this, and it is going to be 12 episodes. It stars Kang Hoon, Kim Hae Jun, and also Cha Woo Min as the main cast. And it's literally about, so the MDL description just reads Namdo Room gets a job at Apello, a fashion platform company connected to Lee Chan, an idol turned actor she has loved for 4 years. But instead of the fan life she dreamed of, she keeps clashing with the strict workaholic CEO Kang Hee Ji and begins to misunderstand the strange bond between the two of them, gets pulled into a secret she believes she must protect. So that's kind of like the setup for this, and I'm just intrigued to see where this is gonna go. And again, because I'm watching so much crime thriller, this is like the fluff on the side. Unless, guys, if I keep watching again, I've only watched 30 minutes of the first episode. If I keep watching this and it has a crime thriller element to it, I am going to you know, check my mental health because clearly there's something up. But that is it. That is literally everything that is in my currently watching list. And honestly, I'm enjoying stuff, but it's not like I'm obsessing over anything right now, which is always a little bit sad. But it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. So let's move on to the next category. I am going to try to get through. I have been having a little bit the weather in the UK has been horrendous. We went from 35 degrees Celsius to, 18 degrees Celsius 2 days later. And that was literally like a drop, a massive drop. So one day it was 35, the next day it was 21, and then by the next day it was 18 and chucking it down with rain. So my allergies and then like my throat, which is where I feel everything like it's just been horrendous. So we will see if I can get through the rest of this episode without sounding too awful. So, next up, we have the left behind or my dropped category. These are just dramas that I dropped in the month, and it tends to be empty because I tend to be fairly good at picking. However, it is not empty this month. There is one drama in there, and that is Goodbye, My Princess, the 2019 Chinese drama. Look, it just wasn't for me. And the only reason I was sitting through it was because we were going to review it for a podcast episode. And it wasn't working, not just for me, but I think for some of the other guests as well. So w- we just scrapped it. And by we, it wasn't for Tea and Soju, it was for another podcast episode, another podcast. So the host, we just scrapped it because it just, I watched, I think 12 episodes and I was like, I have no desire to go back whatsoever. And I kept thinking, oh, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. The problem is me. And or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just not for me, and that's absolutely fine. So I'm glad I got to drop that because I was just absolutely not in the mood for it. So yeah, I'm glad I got to drop it. Now, next up is my finished brewing. This is the category where basically I just tell you everything that I kind of completed in the last month. And I did pretty good for July, for August. Oh my god. I don't even know what date it is anymore. But for August, I did pretty good. I didn't think I was going to. I finished off Peach and Me, which I ended up really, 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 really enjoying. I talked about this like last currently watching, and I had an episode left because I was waiting for that episode to drop. Look, this was just fan service. It was absolutely just fan service, but I loved watching these two actors together, and I ended up giving this an 8.5 out of 10 because is it the best thing out there in terms of story? No, but I had a lot of fun just watching it. So I liked it. I liked being back in the, world of these two characters for 4 episodes. So, it was fun. And sometimes that's all you need. So that's Peach and Me that I finished up. I finished off up the prosecutor's proposal, the 2026 K drama. I scored it an 8 out of 10. I liked the setup. It got a little bit crazy, and for me personally, I think they were trying to do too much with such a little amount of um episodes, because it's 10 episodes of 25 minutes, and I honestly think they tried to go in too many directions. I don't want to talk too much about it, because if you do want to watch it, I don't want to spoil anything, because it is still a crime drama. The two leads had really mad chemistry, but this is not safe for work. Absolutely not safe for work. And the prosecutor, that man should not be a prosecutor. Because there was some unhealthy things happening in the drama, but still, it's still an enjoyable watch overall. So yeah, so that is the prosecutor's proposal. I finished off the royal betrothal. I give it a 7 out of 10. This drama had so much potential at the beginning, and then we kind of tanked it in the second half. And I think that is mostly to do with the female lead's character. I think they really butched her character in the second half, and the story just kind of went a little bit off the rails for me. It spun its wheels, and then I just was not enjoying it as much. So this was the Wu Jin Yan and Chen Su Yan drama. And unfortunately, however much, because I really wanted this to be great, because this was Wu Jinyan's first drama after her like maternity leave. So I really, really, really just wanted it to be such a hit, but unfortunately it wasn't. But it is what it is. So that is Royal Betrothal. I finished up Genius Girlfriend, and I gave this a 7.5 out of 10. Look, I love Tian Wei. I think she's great. Great. I think they spent far too much time in high school. It just, they needed to switch it up earlier, because I was so done with the high school part of the show, and I wanted them to go on to the second half of the show. And Hu Tian, look, I like him, but I just don't think he's that good at chemistry. God, hot take. So yeah, I think there was a little bit of a lack of chemistry in the drama, not by Tian Wei. Tian Wei can do no wrong. No wrong, absolutely. Have we seen Pursuit of Jade? That girl can do chemistry, just not with Hu Tian. So that is Genius Girlfriend. And yeah, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. And I think most of that 7.5 is probably because of Tian Wei more than anything else. I also finished up the Vacation Principal. I gave this a 6.5 out of 10. Look, this is a J drama. It's 18 episodes of 15 minutes. It is short. And unfortunately, it just did not work for me that well. Um, Overall, it is still airing on Netflix. Uh, I got the episodes elsewhere, let's put it that way, because I just wanted to binge the rest of it. I'm on this Discord server that does J drama. What's the word? Subtitling, and actually, I really love the subtitles that they do. So I sometimes will, go on there and watch some of those instead, and that's what I did for this one. And unfortunately, I feel like it became so much more just about the Japanese people can't vacation, and they go completely overboard when they do vacation. And then the thing that I was really enjoying made absolutely no sense. And I can't tell you guys what it is, because otherwise I'll spoil the whole thing. So yeah, I ended up giving it a 6.5 out of 10. It is what it is. Would I recommend it? Probably not. So next up is Blossoms of Power. I ended up really enjoying this. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I have qualms with this show. I do. Um, but unfortunately, I feel like it just missed the bar on a couple of things. So it's 36 episodes, 10-cent video, and it is Mengzi and her you. Unfortunately, Mengzi is one of my clubs in this show. I feel like I need her to get out of costume drama and just go and do something different because her characters are so similar by this point that it's like, oh, it's just, Muggsy. You're not even seeing the character anymore. At this point, I'm just like, oh, it's just Muggsy because it feels like her characters are so repetitive at this point. Um, but it is what it is. So that is Blossoms of Power. I finished up the Shadow Sovereign. So I finished it on YouTube, but it is now on Viki and Aichi. This is just steamy, gratuitous kind of show. Is it good? No. It's one of those short dramas. I mean, what are we expecting? The acting is better than most. And the storyline is interesting, but it's still a short drama. There's only so much a short drama can do. It was a lot of fun to watch, though. I will give it that. So that is the Shadow Sovereign. I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10. So, you know, do that with what you will. However, I will say this is an 8 out of 10 for a short drama. I'm not sure I rate them the same way that I do like full length dramas. I think I'm way more, what's the word? I'm way more nicer to them because they're just not that good and I'm not expecting them to be, if that makes sense. So that is the Shadow Sovereign. I also finished up Spooky in Love, and I don't know what to say. Look, this stars Park Bin, who in my eyes can do absolutely no wrong, and it also stars Young Se Jong, and I liked them. I liked them investigating spooky cases. When this in the second half and gearing up towards the ending became a CEO very typical drama, I was like, well, now it's just lost what I was really loving about it, which was them investigating spooky cases with ghosts. So I think that's why it went down. I ended up giving it a 7.5 out of 10. And just because of that aspect, because to me, in the second half, it lost what made me really enjoy it in the first half, unfortunately. So that is Spooky in Love. Maybe it should have been 10 episodes and less of the CEO stuff, because that's not what I was there for. So that is it. That is everything I watched in August, or I finished in August. So now let's move along to dramas that are on my calendar with confirmed premiere dates. So, first up is a Chinese drama. Well, I only talk about Chinese dramas on these, but it is a Chinese drama called Remnants of Gold. By the time this episode airs, this would have aired because this episode comes out on the 26th of August, and this airs on the 25th of August. It is a Tencent video production, and it is a mystery wuxia drama, and it stars Xin Zi Lei. It also stars Yin Fang and Chen Kun as kind of like main cast. This is a more mature cast, let's put it that way, and this seems like a fairly serious kind of drama. The MDL description just reads 300,000 teals of gold appear without warning in the vast desert, stirring the winds of fate. Rumor has it that all seek the treasure are doomed to become vengeful spirits consumed by greed and ruthlessness. Oh my god, I can't say that word. So I feel like it's going to be, a different kind of story for sure. And it is going to be, a little bit more serious of a story, with a more, mature cast. So I am intrigued. I might press play just because I'm intrigued by it. We shall see. But that is Remnants of Gold, airing August 26th. Then we have the one that I am sat for. I am sat for. It is a modern drama and it is called The Early Spring. Now, this is going to be a Yoku drama. However, it will also air on Netflix. And you guys know that I tend to be like, watch it on the original platforms. Watch it probably on Netflix if you have access to Netflix. The reason being is that Yoku is very sneaky and likes to make you pay for an episode, an express episode. However, normally Netflix has that express episode just airing at exactly the same. So if it's available, it's available on the same day as Yoku, but without paying anything. So check that out. So this is going to start Jing Boran and Sun Qian. Everything that we've kind of been seeing has been quite steamy for this. So I hope they don't skimp out on it. But the story basically revolves around, our main couple, and our male lead kind of plays a higher up in a company. Our female lead kind of starts, at this company, and they start a relationship. So if you don't like power imbalances and all of that, this drama is not going to be for you because it is definitely got that aspect to it. So we have a power imbalance, and he obviously doesn't want their relationship to be known. So everything they kind of date, in secret. And then she kind of realizes that she deserves and wants more from life and from her relationship, and she basically walks away, and she comes back years later very much, way more grown up and way more decisive about her life, and just, grown in her career and come into her own. And he basically realizes what he lost as soon as she goes away, and then when she comes back, he's determined to get her back, and he's basically going to have to grovel a lot to do so. So I'm excited. I love Jing Boran. I think he's a really, really cool actor. I loved him in Road Home with Tan Song Yoon, and he does romance pretty well. So I'm intrigued. I feel like this is going to be, a little bit toxic. I mean, the tags are separated lovers, advertising industry, emotionally strong female lead, Sondre male lead, workplace setting adapted from a web novel, businesswoman female lead, entrepreneur female lead, age gap in real life, an ambitious female lead. So we shall see how this goes, but I am excited for this one. And this comes out August 26th, so the same day as this episode comes out. Also, so that is the early spring. Also on August 26th, we have the drama The Awake. Now, this is going to be a action thriller crime drama. It is going to be my goodness, what's the word? I always forget. Why do I always forget the word? It is going to be a espionage drama because it's set in, oh my goodness, Republican era. That's the word. It's a Republican drama. I don't know why I always forget that word. So this is going to be on iQIYI. It is going to be 40 episodes. And it stars Oh Hao, Gulinaza, and Fang Xiaofang as the main cast. Or How doesn't do that many dramas, so I'm intrigued. But again, it's Republican era, and I'm not sure I'm wanting that much seriousness in my life right now. Although I'm watching, you know what I mean. I'm watching a bunch of crime, but I don't want that serious in my life. The MDL description just reads set in wartime China. The story follows Chen Kai Lai, an apprentice photographer who is entrusted with crucial intelligence after an underground operative is killed. Accompanied by a dancer down on her luck, Chen is drawn into the shadowy world of espionage, corruption, and political intrigue in Shanghai. So that is going to be The Awake, and again, that will be on iQIYI. And that is all the confirmed dates we have. Now for the last part of the episode, and that is our rumor corner. Now, mind you, these are all rumors, nothing is confirmed, but let's run through them. So the first one is The Vanishing Beauty, which is rumored for September 1st. This is going to be 28 episodes. It is going to star Li Yutong, Esther Wang, and also Chang Hua Sen and Zhang Mangshu. It is going to be a family melodrama. So that is intriguing. The poster for this is really, really cool. So I'm intrigued what this is going to be about and what the drama is going to be like, especially for 28 episodes. I feel like that's a good length. So that is The Vanishing Beauty. Next up, we have Against the Current, which is rumored for August 10th. I just need this drama to come out now. It's going to be 40 episodes. It is a Tencent video production and it stars Tan Song Yoon and Liu Shi Yi. It is going to be a historical romance drama. And it's a fantasy tag on it as well. So we shall see. We shall see how this goes. But that is Against the Current. Then on September 19th, we have the rumor for A Prophet. Now, Prophet is going to be my goodness. There we go. Prophet. The link wasn't opening, of course. It is going to be 24 episodes, and it is going to be WeTV, Tencent, and iQIYI, and it's going to star Li Xian and Li Yitong. I will absolutely be clicking play on this. It also stars Wu Gang and Liu Guan Lin, as well as Gu Jinglin. So we have a lot of people as main roles, and the it is going to be a thriller mystery drama. Of course it is. Of course it is. Um Look, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna ride the wave of crime thriller right now because clearly that's where I want to be. So this is also going to be a Republican era drama. I am very, very intrigued. The promo that I've seen for this has been good so far. We don't trust promo, but we shall see. We shall see. I do trust these two actors, especially Li Xian. So we shall see. Next up, we have When I Met the Moon, which I am quite excited for. This is rumored for September 23rd, and it is going to be 27 episodes. It completes the trilogy of like Hidden Love and First Frost. It has no connections. The author just set everything in the same city. So that's kind of like why it's known to be, almost kind of like a trilogy, but it's not really connected in any way, shape, or form. This stars, it's going to be an iQIYI drama, and it stars Lin Yi and Liu Xiao. I mean, they said Liu Xiao, and I said, enough said. And it's going to be a romance drama. So I'm excited. I am not a Lin Yi fan, but in Liu Xiao we trust. So we shall see. We shall see. Maybe, she's one of those actresses who can make her co-stars really, really shine. So hopefully that's the case here. Now, we have a couple of others that are rumored, but don't really have a rumor date. And that one of them is Spring of Blade, which is going to be 30 episodes. It is going to be a iQIYI drama, and it's going to be historical romance, familial political drama, starring Shu Kai and Zhou Yi. Now, I'm hopeful, but I don't know. Shu Kai needs a really good director behind him, and I'm just hoping that he gets a really good one. I've been waiting for a really good Shu Kai drama, so we shall see. His styling so far in the main poster is not working for me, but one can hope that changes. Then we have Take a Nap. Now, this is going to be an iQIYI drama, 28 episodes, modern day drama starring Liu Haoran and Landy Lee. It is going to be a romance drama fantasy, and MTL just says a woman and a man, each burdened by personal problems in their lives, accidentally travel to a remote unknown island. Together, they'll explore the secrets of time and space that sent them to the island and start a love journey. I'm intrigued by this. I feel like this could be something akin to like Meet Yourself or something like that, where, they're kind of needing a break and they find it, through being dropped on this random island. So I don't know, but I'm intrigued. So that is Take a Nap. And then that is it, because Chasing Dreams was on this list, but Chasing Dreams has now moved to a potentially October. Like, I just do not trust anything about Chasing Dreams anymore because it has been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So at this point, I'm just like, is it ever going to happen? Because I don't know anymore. So that is all the rumors I collected for September. Again, they are rumors. Take them with a pinch of salt. They may come, they may not. We've had Chasing Dreams rumored for the past 3 months, and at this point, it's still not aired. So one can only wait and see what will happen. And that is it. That is the full episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And we shall catch you next week when it is the last episode for season 4. And then the podcast is going on hiatus. So, actually, if you have, I am going to do a little Q&A section within that episode. So if you have any questions or, any special moments from Tea and Soju that you'd like to share, please send them my way and I would love to include them, on the episode. And you can just send those through DM on Instagram, email, whatever, any of the socials that I'm reachable on, just send them my way and I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions or to just, read out anything you'd like to send in for the celebration of 4 years of Tea and Soju. So that is it. That is the episode, and I shall catch you next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.